And seeing that my dad was being somewhat overcome by him and his sons, of course, I became involved in this scuffle. The next thing I remember was that I had awoke in a hospital as one of those boys took about a 10-pound rock and hit me in the back of the head. But I woke up in that hospital with my ear sewn back on, but I was alive. I survived that. Only to return home quite more depressed that someone would do this to me for no reason. A few weeks from that event, around midnight, I sat alone on a bridge over a creek. Fountain Creek it was called. It's in my old neighborhood. Angry, hurt, sad, and wondering. What is my life for? Should I even go on? And what a loss that would have been if then I had taken my own life. Psalm 18 says that the pangs of death encompassed me. The floods of ungodliness made me afraid. The sorrows of hell surrounded me. The snares of death confronted me. And in my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried out to my God. And he heard my voice from his temple. And my cry came before him, even unto his ears. There goes that. And in that darkness on that bridge that night, contemplating whether I should go on with my life or not, headlights were approaching down the road. An old station wagon passed me and stopped. And in that quiet darkness, two men got out and began to approach. Still recovering from that injury, I jumped to my feet. I thought to myself, surely this is going to be another fight. One of the men had something in his hand. As he got closer, it was a large book. I'm not talking about something little, I mean it was. I thought to myself, what, a book? Is he going to hit me with a book? So I raised up my guard, stepped back, and I seen this tall young man with a big smile with his hefty companion, whose name is Dan, who later on I named Heavy Duty Dan, which is now his eternal nickname. But they simply looked at me and said, have you been saved? And I said, saved? Saved from what? I said, no. Those boys each put one hand on each shoulder and simply said, repeat after us. And I said, okay. Can you give God the glory about that? You know, I got in their car with them, or their station wagon, and went back to their apartment. I didn't sleep that night. If I remember right, I don't think I slept for 2 nights. They called it the road to Romans. But I'll tell you what, they fed me scriptures like a kid eating a box of candy, and I couldn't get enough of those scriptures fast enough. They couldn't tell me God's word fast enough. They couldn't get it in me quick enough. They couldn't even get me to lie down and sleep long enough so they could rest and stop telling me those scriptures. But I was saved, and I knew it. Something was different. It was like 1,000 pounds had been pulled off my shoulders. I felt light. And when Pastor Rollins Smith from their church pulled me up out of that baptismal water, I knew that I was new, and I took on his name, the name of the Lord. And I want to give you folks this from Isaiah 55. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he's near. Let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, and the Lord will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon, and abundantly pardon he does. I want to thank you for hearing this testimony. You're the first ones to ever hear it, but out of all the years of church going, no one's ever asked me to do a testimony. So thanks again. It was fun, and I'd like to thank the little gal.